How do you think the whelk is going to defend itself?
Hiding in its shell.
Exactly right. If you got this really hard shell, it's what you're going to use it for, right? To help yourself get protected. So what they're going to do if something scares them, they're going to go all the way inside of their shell. And normally in order to do that, they have to remove some water. But it looks like this guy already got all of his excess water out. Sometimes they shoot like a water gun. Nope. A little bit.
But he's just peeing.
Guess he's shy today. But a lot of times when they need to remove that water, they actually shoot it out like a water gun. And when they do that, it may hit the crab or the fish or something that's trying to hurt it in the face to startle it and scare it away. And then they go all the way inside and they can close up their door. Do you guys know snails have doors?
No.
It's called an operculum, just a fancy word for snail door. It's that really hard plate in there. See that brown plate?
Oh, that's a door?
The grayish blue part is the actual snail, and then that brown plate in there is the operculum. And once they go inside, close up that operculum, it's almost impossible for them to get out. So I'm not going to be able to pull it out. No crabs are going to be able to pull it out. The only way you can get the animal out of its shell once it seals itself up is if you break its shell. So what kind of animals could break their shell?
Sharks.
Sharks. Sharks probably really wouldn't waste too much time crunching on these guys. What about turtles?
Yeah.
Turtles love whelks and conchs. Birds also like it. Birds will fly them up really high and drop them on the ground to smash it open. And people eat them. People are smart. We know how to use tools. And somewhere back here, there's a special spot where if you put a drill in there and you drill it, you actually disconnect the snail from its shell, and then you can pull it out and cook it and eat it.
Cheating.
Awesome.
First taste. All right, any questions about the whelk before I put them away?
No.
No?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Like, how does it fight?
Doesn't really fight. This one really just runs away. Yeah, it can shoot water out into whatever's trying to hurt its face. The only way it can really defend itself is to go inside that shell, and then hopefully whatever's bothering it will think it's just a rock, and they'll leave it alone.
Yeah, it would look like a rock.
Yep, right?
Now, how big can they get?
About a foot for this one.
Okay.
Yep, at the end I'm going to give you guys time to come up and you'll get to touch all the animals.
Is there like a shark? I see a footprint for a
We're
shark.
going to talk about that, don't worry. Let's go with... two different types of starfish. We're sea stars. Awesome!
I never touched
They are pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
These ones are two of the animals that you cannot find in New Jersey. We do have a type of starfish, but they don't look this cool. Ours are kind of boring. They're like a brownish orange color, and they're not as pretty. So we bring the pretty starfish. Have a question?
Is it when the legs break off, they make everyone?
That's exactly right. Did everyone hear that?
No.
Yes. Is it true if one of their legs break off, they can grow a new one? That's right. The two starfish we brought are called chocolate. This one's a chocolate chip starfish. Anyone guess why?
Because it looks like chocolate chips.
Looks like it's got chocolate chips on it. And this one's called a Bahama starfish. Anyone guess why?
Bahamas.
Looks like the Bahamas? Nah, it's just found by the Bahamas. I think that's where they first discovered it, so that's what they called it that. Now, one of the coolest things about the starfish is they can regenerate parts of their body. So if something were to happen and they were losing an arm, some starfish are really good, and if you break apart all 5 arms, you get 5 more starfish. The ones that we have in New Jersey normally can only lose 1, maybe 2 arms, and they'll be able to regrow it. Ours aren't that great at regeneration. These guys are pretty decent. They can probably lose about 2 or 3 arms and still live and grow new ones back. Now, at the very end of their arm is their eyes. They have eye spots. Their eyes aren't as advanced as ours, so they can't tell that you guys look different or you guys look different. They just see shadows, and they just think you all look the same to them. All they really use their eyes for is to tell if something's over top of them trying to eat them, or if nothing's over top and it's sunlight and nothing's trying to hurt them. What do you think the first thing they're going to regrow when they need to regrow their arms back is?
The eyes.
The eyes, right? So that way they can see all around again. And their eyes, that's why their eyes are at the very end. So the first part that grows back, their eye, and then they're able to see all around. On the underside of the starfish is where all the really cool stuff is. Starfish have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tiny little tube feet. See them? They're like tiny little suction cups. And they're going to allow the starfish to walk and crawl and climb.
I have a question.
What's your question?
Is it true that starfish has like this tube that shoots out of their belly so they can eat?
Yep, getting to that. So when they need to eat, they're going to use their feet to help them eat too. They're going to use those 2 feet to help catch their food. Starfish like to eat things like clams, oysters, mussels. Certain types of starfish will actually eat other starfish. There's starfish that eat sea urchins, but for the most part, their diet consists of clams. Has anyone eaten clams before?
Yeah,
Steamed clams? Pretty tasty. Has anyone ever tried to open a clam before?
Yeah, it's really hard.
Very hard, right? That's why we cook them, because then they open once you cook them. Can starfish cook?
Yeah.
I know it's summertime, guys, but come on, can a starfish cook?
No.
No, there we go. All right. I don't know what you're learning on SpongeBob, but Patrick can't cook in the real life. So now, they're going to go on top of the clam, attach those suction cup 2 feet to either side of the clam, and pull the clamshell open. Starfish can give themselves superpowers. They can pump water through a hole in their body and make themselves really, really strong. Strong enough to open up a clamshell just enough, like my friend up here said, they can spit out their stomach into the clamshell. So their stomach's going to come out of their mouth, which is right in the middle. Alright, so that little middle spot where all the 2 feet come together, it's where their mouth's located. And their stomach's actually going to come out of that hole into whatever they're eating. And then they're going to use their stomach to start to digest their food outside of their body.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, so in order for them to eat, they need to throw up. Right? Imagine that lunchtime cafeteria. So their mouth's right in the middle. Then their stomach's going to come out of it. Their stomach kind of looks like clear jello. It's really gross looking.
Yeah, I've seen it.
You seen it before?
Yeah.
Sometimes at the aquarium, we'll let them eat and then we can pick them up and you can actually see, like when they're done eating, you can see their belly, their stomach parts are still out. Kind of gross.
You had the food here?
No, I didn't bring any food. They're going to eat when we go back. Any questions about the starfish?
How long does it take for legs to grow back?
That depends on the species of starfish. Some of them are really, really quick and it'll be about a week. Other ones can take up to years.
I didn't expect it.
Yep. Depends on how good they are at regenerating their limbs and probably also water quality and things like that. What else? What else? Do we regenerate anything?
Yes. Like if you lose a leg, it can take.
Yeah?
No,
You can regrow legs?
No.
Come here, can we rip your leg off and then you can show everyone you can regrow it? No. Tooth? Only once, right? Right, once you lose your little kid teeth, then you got your adult teeth, time to start taking care of them. Because you're not going to get any more adult teeth. That's it? Just teeth? That's all we can regenerate?
No.
Come on, there's more.
Your hair.
Hair, exactly right. What else? There's another really easy one that we cut all the time.
The nails.
Nails, there you go. Good job. What about, yep, facial hair, yep. What about, we're always regenerating it, constantly. It covers our entire body. Who said it? Yeah, skin. So we regenerate things. We can't regenerate limbs. All right, buddy, don't think if you lose an arm, you're going to regrow your arm back. Your bones can heal themselves, so I guess it's kind of, not really, but if you break a bone, it'll get fixed. All right, let's see, what's next?
The crab.
How about an animal that can eat a starfish?
Horseshoe crab.
No, not a horseshoe crab.
Crab.
I see them in the beach.
Where's my monster spider crab? Because we don't have lights in the aquarium.
Crab.
It's a crab. It's a spider crab.
I
It's a boring spider crab.
Is it moving?
Yeah, it's moving. A lot of times when you take an animal out of the water, they're going to stop moving because they need to conserve all their energy.
They're trying to get you.
It would be like if I told you to hold your breath but then go run a mile. You wouldn't be able to do it. So right now, he's out of the water. He can't really breathe, so he's going to try to conserve all his energy so he doesn't use up all of his oxygen. So this is a spider crab. Anyone gets why it got its name spider crab?
Because it looks like a spider.
Because it looks like a spider. Exactly right. Because the scientists have discovered spider crabs are kind of lazy. So we already found spiders, so let's just call them spider crabs and we can go home. Pretty cool?
They have like a little hole right here.
Yep, that's their mouth. So now the spider crab kind of has a little bit of a sad story. A lot of things like to eat them. Spider crabs are found almost everywhere in the ocean. So pretty much if there's saltwater there and it's not super cold, you're going to be able to find some type of spider crab there. They're all up and down the East Coast. They're over in the Pacific Ocean. The ones off of Japan are huge. The Japanese spider crabs get really, really big. And there's all kinds of myths and legends that the Japanese spider crabs come up on the beach and like take the little bad kids and drag them out to the ocean.
Is that the most?
Juliana, you better watch
Is
that.
that how?
It's gonna come get you.
Is that how big it grows?
Ours will be a little bit bigger than this. We have one at the aquarium whose body's about that big, and his claws are probably about 4 to 5 inches. The Japanese spider crabs, their claws can be over 3 feet.